reading from a book called The Light Shall Set You Free, and this is by Norma Manalovitch. Very good excuse me. It's a very good book to find out what are the meanings of the universal laws. And most people really don't even realize that we have universal laws, but we do, and they're laws like vibration and laws of attraction, laws of gender. This one that we're going to be talking about now, I'm not talking about it, actually I'll just be reading it to you, is called the Law of Perpetual Transmutation of Energy. And I begin. Good thoughts will produce good actions, and bad thoughts will produce bad actions. Hatred does not cease by hatred at any time. Hatred ceases by love. Buddha. There are times when we may feel trapped and helpless, unable to deal with the problems of our daily lives. What we do not realize is that we can change the conditions of our lives. It is our ability to use the law of perpetual transmutation of energy that gives meaning to the concept of free will. We have the power to choose the directions of our lives. It all begins with the principles of energy. The material universe is made up of various forms of energy. Motion is the only manifestation of energy. It may be the active or kinetic energy of the rays of the sun, ocean currents and tides, winds, waterfalls, or other forms of active energy. Or it may be potential energy, such as that contained in fossil fuels or other forms of inert energy. When energy is converted from passive to active energy, it is transmuted to other materials or changed to other forms. Transmission or transmutation of the forms of energy is a continuing process of the material universe. Just as energy is changed in the material world, it also is being changed continually in our lives. The manifestations of our energy are found in our thoughts, our belief systems, our speech, and our actions. Each of us has some control over the ways we use these behaviors to send positive or negative energies to others, or to maintain positive or negative thought forms in our own lives. The process of sending out thoughts to others is known as transmutation of thought. How does this operate? Every thought that we have produces two actions. The first action constitutes a vibratory energy like sending out a wave from ourselves. The distance the wave travels and the intensity of the wave depend on our ability to focus and maintain our thoughts. When spiritual or positive people enter a room, their thoughts seek persons with thoughts similar to their own. All persons in the room will experience a raising of their vibration, but the meanings are likely to be different for everyone in the room. Persons with higher thoughts and vibrations stimulate others to higher thoughts without conscious effort being exerted. A second effect of thoughts is the creation of thought forms. Every thought creates a materialized entity which operates on emotional and intellectual levels. Negative thought forms may stay with an individual and increase in size over time. Persons with psychic vision often can see negative thoughts in the auras of other people. Thought forms can take on the form of entities that exist without our awareness. Thoughts are forms of energy which may shape the conditions of our lives. For example, if a person wants to enjoy abundance but does not feel worthy or is unable to visualize gifts or wealth, this goal is unlikely to be achieved. Thoughts are sent or transmitted to others. When we have positive thoughts, we send them to others, and they respond quickly or over a period of time. Positive thoughts that are sent are replaced with positive thoughts. Thus, we feed our own optimism and sense of well-being. We also feed the positive thoughts of others. Similarly, if we think negative thoughts, we send negative impulses to others. This lowers their vibrations and sends low-grade thought forms into the environment. As negative thoughts are sent, they are replaced by the same. It has been said that a large number of our sins of separations from God are committed with our mouths. We do not think about our thoughts and our speech, even though they impact our own present and future as well as the present and future of others. If we are to grow spiritually, we must begin to examine our thoughts and understand that our beliefs and our thoughts do not represent reality. They are our perceptions of reality that are incomplete. When we realize this, we open ourselves to moving out to understand in new ways and to appreciate the diversity of people's perceptions. We can control our thoughts, our beliefs, our speech, and our actions, but to do so requires that we will ourselves to behave in different ways. A beginning step is to clear our minds of past negative thoughts and feelings. We do this by forgiving past oversights, insults, or transgressions. It is the forgiveness that helps us clear our mind and fill them with positive thoughts and energies which enrich our lives. Where our thoughts are focused, our energies are focused. When we move to positive thinking, we free our energies for the positive activities of life and for our spiritual development. Master El Morya explains this law and how it applies to our lives in the following way. Greetings, O children of the divine. Once again, it is I, El Morya, responding to the request to explain this next law. I transmit this next message with total love in my heart, and know that because I do so, the words will be received within the heart centers of all who reside on that same frequency. Today I will address the law of perpetual transmutation of energy. This is one of my favorite laws, for its application expresses the magic to be found in the Christos. Once understood, this law provides the answers many have yearned to know regarding how to change conditions in one's life from the point of stillness within. So what does this mean in common terms? It means that all persons have within them the power to change all conditions in their lives just by understanding how to use one universal law against another to facilitate the change. Simply put, since higher vibrations consume and transform lower ones, each person can become an alchemist of the heart if he or she chooses to do so. Since all is energy and everything is contained in oneness, it is reasonable to conclude that everything is interrelated and affects everything else. But if this is truly the case, then one might suppose that all would continually be absorbed in the light, and love and light would reign on earth. Looking around, the casual observer can see that this does not happen. So how then does this law work? It works with the will, dear children of the divine. It works when one chooses to transform the darkness into light, and when one has a desire to change surrounding conditions into a higher form of existence. This law is also a one-directional law. Therefore, it is the key to one's harmony, peace, and love. Since higher vibrations only consume and change the lower vibrations, it is not possible to reverse the effects of this law. Lower forces consumed by negativity cannot apply this law to lower the frequency of higher vibrations, for its effects cannot be reversed. It is the law. It is with great pleasure, then, that I offer this law to the children of light of the world to use as their weapon to embrace the darkness and bring it into the light. There is no other law like this one, for its application has the power to raise Earth's vibrations into the Christos energy, carrying it speedily into the fifth dimension. One uses this law by forgiving others, loving others, seeing in others the differences as well as the similarities, and applying higher frequencies to situations in life that are considered to be discordant. The highest frequency one can see is the color violet. Saint Germain is the ruler of the violet ray because he is the master alchemist. In his role as Merlin, he came to Earth and brought the alchemist's magic to assist in transforming the energies of separateness into those of balance. He was the metaphysical king, while I, author, was the physical king. Together we reigned with the vision, balance, insight, will, and courage that it took to re-energize England and prepare her to assume the vibrational frequencies that are destined to balance the world. We did so through the application of the law of perpetual transmutation of energy. Violet is the favorite color of alchemists, and Merlin knew of its power. Since this color holds the highest vibrational frequency, seen with the naked eye, it has the power to change all the frequencies that reside below it. Violet is the last color of the rainbow before it turns into ultraviolet and then is reflected in the light. It therefore holds the highest coding of symbols and can be used to change surrounding conditions. Visualize this frequently, daily, and surround any condition in your life that is discordant with this color. See the condition change from a disharmonious one to one of peace and delight. Hold this vision with the strength of the will, always from the perspective from the higher self, and great miracles will begin to occur. The key to its effective use is the higher self. Recognize this, and all power shall be granted to you. The lower bodies have no power on their own. It is only the light from the higher self that understands how to use this precious energy. If one visualizes this frequency, consuming and transforming all lower negative energies, the vibrations will change, first within the mind and then in the emotional body. The reason this is so is that negative entities cannot stay within this higher frequency for long. The strength of the will and the length of time this frequency is used will dictate how long it will take to clear a situation. When using this law, always remember the importance of the breath, for it is the breath that helps one command the emotional body. Light is a higher frequency than violet. The white light is the shield of protection. Visualize the light within and around at all times, and it shall strengthen your will. With a stronger will, the soul's ability to manifest and transform events becomes more precise. The light also aligns the chakras with the higher self, thus providing the connection to the great central sun and the source of all there is. The light strengthens one's faith, hope, and charity nature as well, and charitable nature as well. The third vibration that is important to know when using this law is pink. Pink is the color of self-love and resonates on the level of the soul. Surround others with this frequency, and their attitudes will soften. Hold them in the soft glow of this field and watch their frowns slowly turn to smiles. The power of this frequency cannot be underestimated, for it generates much love throughout the universe. The effects of this law are seen primarily when one meditates in silence and applies the principles to situations and events in life. Therefore, I invite all who wish to change the conditions around them to join with Saint Germain in the stillness of the hearts and ask for guidance on its use. He shall assist all to become the magicians of the new millennium but demands that the wills be strong. Journey with Merlin once again, dear children of the heart, and learn of the magic of the ancients. I close this transmission with a song in my heart and look forward to your accomplishments as you create a beautiful world for your children. I am El Morya. So be it. So it is. Summary. The law of perpetual transmutation of energy explains how our thoughts manifest positive or negative energy in our own lives and in the lives of others, and how we may transcend negativity by applying higher frequencies to situations perceived as negative. The law of perpetual transmutation of energy is basic to our understanding that we are responsible for many of the conditions of our lives and that we have free will to change the nature of our lives and environments. Just as energy is changing continually in the material world, so energy is being sent with a predictable impact in the emotional and spiritual worlds. We use energy in our thoughts, our beliefs, our speech, and our actions. It is these behaviors which transmit and transmute energy to others, whether positive or negative. Positive energies attract positive energies and overcome negative energies through their higher vibrations. We control our transmission of energies through intent and will. We apply the law of forgiving others, loving others, appreciating the uniqueness of others, and using higher frequencies in our lives. Violet color may be used to change conditions, white light may be used as a protection, and pink may be used to increase self-love and the love of others.